What if the glittering empire of a music mogul, the parties, the private jets, the billion-dollar deals, was balanced on secrets so dark they could bring the whole tower crashing down? Tonight, we peel back that velvet curtain and step into a world Cassie Ventura calls her silent prison. Stay with me, because each layer is wilder than the last, and the final twist may leave you speechless. Cassie was just 19, a fresh-faced singer chasing studio sessions, when Sean Diddy Combs noticed her across a Miami rooftop. He was pushing 40, already a household name. The age gap looked almost whimsical in tabloid snapshots, but behind those flashes lay a strict rulebook she never wrote. According to court testimony, the relationship stayed underground for years, not to spare her privacy, but to avoid looking bad while he still appeared beside the late Kim Porter. Diddy's charm offensive was cinematic. Diamonds overnight shipped, a chauffeured rolls at dawn, studio time whenever she hinted she was hungry to record. Yet every gift came with an invisible string. He assigned a security guard, Rock, to keep her safe, which meant tracking her phone and blocking unsanctioned friends. Christina Kaur, then a junior assistant, logged Cassie's moods, whereabouts, and even wardrobe. The glamour looked effortless. The control was total. Friends who visited the apartment say the vibe shifted whenever Diddy's name flashed on Cassie's screen. Her shoulders tensed, her speech slipped into careful yes sirs. One recalled asking if Cassie felt overwhelmed. Cassie laughed, called herself blessed, then changed the subject to studio mixes. The gilded cage had a dimmer switch, just bright enough to hide the bars. But the real shock wasn't the surveillance, it was what the cameras were about to capture next. Because for Diddy, domination required an audience. But the oil-slicked parties were only Act 1. The phrase sounded like late-night gossip clickbait. Freak off. Yet insiders swear Diddy coined it as early as 2011. It began on Cassie's 22nd birthday, a penthouse draped in scarlet silk, a single male escort waiting beside a tray of pills disguised in candy wrappers. Cassie, unaware, took a sip from a Gatorade bottle laced with E. What followed became the template for nearly weekly marathons. Prosecutors say hotel rooms from Manhattan to Madrid were preloaded with boxes of condoms, disposable phones, masks, platform stilettos in 6 identical sizes, and gallons, literally gallons, of Johnson's baby oil kept warm in electric kettles. So everyone glistened for the camera. Escorts earned $4 to $6 grand a night, half in cash, half in jewelry, easy to pawn. Cassie testified the encounters lasted 36 to 72 hours, sometimes 4 full days. Sleep meant defeat. Diddy supplied rails of white powder and rainbow tap cocktails he called wake-ups. He rarely touched anyone himself, preferring the corner chair, a handheld camcorder, and, as one escort phrases it, all access to humiliation without fingerprints. Rumors spread that Combs transported favorite escorts on private jets under crew manifests labeled production assistants. A former pilot turned whistleblower claims he once flew 2 strippers to Turks and Caicos the same day Cassie landed there for songwriting inspiration. Nobody questioned it. Diddy's jets outranked customs forms. At first, Cassie played along, telling herself it was wild, artistic, maybe even freeing. By year 2, she stopped writing music altogether because recovery days commandeered every spare moment. 4 bags, electrolyte shots, herbal steam rooms. The girl who once danced across music video sets now scheduled naps the way other artists scheduled tours. Still, the worst moment hadn't happened. Yet. And the camera would soon catch fire. March 2016, Intercontinental Los Angeles. A vase shatters outside Suite 654. Security footage shows Cassie sprinting down the hall, makeup smeared, clutching a phone. Diddy, wearing only a towel and socks, charges after her, yanks her by the hair, and drags her back toward the room while she kicks. Hotel guard Israel Flores arrives, separates them, and helps Cassie call downstairs. The purple bruise under her eye is visible in blurry 720p. Flores testified that Combs offered him, "Whatever number fixes this," while peeling off $100 bills. Flores refused. The next morning, camera angles from 3 corridors leaked online. But only seconds, never the audio. Now, 9 years later, jurors watch the full clip in slow motion while Cassie sits 20 feet from her alleged abuser, hands trembling. Everyone thought they'd seen the worst back in 2016. The trial reveals that was just a hallway escape, mid-freak-off, hours before things spiraled further. In text displayed on courtroom screens, Diddy raged that Cassie had embarrassed the brand and promised she'd pay with interest. Interest, prosecutors argue, arrived in the form of a new rule. If she ever tried to flee again, video of every freak-off would leak to tabloids. Cassie later told friends that threat felt heavier than any punch, yet even monsters outsource their terror. No empire stands alone. Behind it, a lattice of aides, drivers, security, and accountants greased every cog. Christina Core, now infamous after Cassie name-dropped her on day 2, allegedly ordered party supplies by the crate: oil, lingerie, designer narcotics disguised in vitamin jars. Rock, the hulking guard, doubled as hunter. If Cassie tried to hide at a friend's loft, Rock retrieved her, sometimes confiscating her car or jewelry. Until you calm down. Daniel Phillip, a male escort swayed by the glamour, told jurors he initially couldn't believe the paycheck, but cracked after witnessing Diddy hurl a liquor bottle at Cassie's head for pausing mid-session. That night, Daniel couldn't perform. Diddy demanded a refund. The fear outpaced the money. Prosecutors frame this as enterprise crime. Transportation for prostitution plus violence equals racketeering. Text threads show assistants reserving suites next to each other so bodyguards could monitor both exits. Digital forensics found spreadsheets listing escort pseudonyms, flight numbers, and preferred wardrobe. The meticulous bookkeeping, investigators argue, is exactly what converts chaos into organized crime. Defense attorneys counter that Cassie always had a choice. But how free is a choice when an entourage is paid to block every exit? The courtroom fell silent as that question echoed against marble walls. 8 months pregnant, draped in a loose black dress, Cassie steps onto the witness stand and, for the first time, addresses Diddy directly across the room. Reporters say his expression is blank, almost polite. Hers flickers between steely and devastated. She recounts the night she begged to stop a marathon freak-off. Too exhausted to stand, Diddy allegedly rolled his eyes, handed her a line of powder, and said, "This ain't church. Wake up." She describes baby oil paddling pools, demands for escorts to pee on her, and the taste of metal when she choked. Halfway through, she breaks down, clutching her belly as if shielding the child inside her from memories. The judge rules explicit videos will be shown only to jurors. Even so, a single still image, a hotel mattress drenched in oil and blood, makes the gallery suck in air. Reporters scribble, but no screens are allowed, leaving the horror to flourish in whispered retellings. During cross-examination, the defense suggests Cassie kept those videos because they turned her on. Her reply slices the room. "No, sir. I kept them so if he ended me, someone would know why." But outside that oak-paneled arena, another fight was brewing. One fought with missing people and missing pages. On day 4, prosecutors reveal victim number 3 vanished. Phone off, apartment emptied, 48 hours before she was set to testify. A juror emails the judge pleading to be dismissed for personal well-being. The gallery murmurs about intimidation, though no one dares say it aloud. Then Cassie drops a bomb. She received a $20 million settlement in late 2023, hoping to buy back time and sanity, but remained under NDA threats until federal agents subpoenaed her last year. Forbes reports that escorts were offered hush money, even after charges were filed. One woman secretly recorded Diddy promising 6 figures and lifetime rent if she denied force. The audio plays in court. Diddy's own voice becomes prosecution exhibit 97. Money flowed like water, but the leaks kept widening. Former bodyguards now negotiate immunity deals. Luxury hotel chains scramble to explain why "do not disturb" signs covered screams. And still, the defense clung to its lone refrain: choice. Diddy's lawyers argue Cassie consented, pointing to text flirtations and a decade-long romance. Prosecutors fire back. Under federal law, transporting someone across state lines for paid sex is illegal, even if they smile for the camera. The jury hears recorded FaceTime calls in which Cassie whispers, "I don't want another freak-off," and Diddy replies, "Make it happen anyway." He threatens to ruin her with videos if she refuses. Outside, brand deals vaporize. A vodka label yanks ads. An apparel partner deletes every photo with combs. Hip-hop blogs debate whether the industry protected him for years or if everyone was too scared to look. The verdict remains distant, but something irreversible already cracked: the aura of untouchability. No amount of Grammys can drown out a courtroom recording, which leaves one final question. When power meets proof, who wins? The billionaire with everything to lose, or the survivor who burned every bridge just to stand in the light? Cassie Ventura's testimony isn't merely scandal. It's a mirror held to an industry that cheered champagne showers while ignoring screams behind closed doors. As jurors deliberate over baby oil ledgers and hallway footage, remember, justice, like fame, is fragile. And sometimes the only thing louder than a platinum hit is the truth we refuse to hear. If you want the next bombshell the moment it drops, hit that subscribe button, like the video, smash the bell, and stay tuned, because this saga is far from over.